water. The storm did that last night.
Alright, so why don't you tell me about YMCA Camp Cherokee and what it takes to run it?
Certainly. So YMCA Camp Cherokee is a resident summer camp. Obviously, we're operated by the YMCA. So, I think a lot of people have a good understanding of what a YMCA summer camp is. But, we're, again, residential overnight camp. So we go for a week at a time. We have 9 one-week sessions for kids ages 6 to 14. And our camp is just designed to essentially have fun, make sure everybody's safe. But we also like to harp on things and hit on things as far as developing our campers, not only developing them as far as skills, learning how to canoe, kayak, stuff like that, but developing their social skills as well. We don't allow electronics here at camp, so that allows for them to have those face-to-face interactions that they might not have these days due to social media and all that kind of stuff. But we also like to develop our staff members here as well and develop their skills and grow them as individuals and people. So that's kind of the main goal or objective of running a summer camp. Of course, it has a lot more intricacies and details that go with it, as far as like finding staff and finding college-age counselors and people that will sacrifice and dedicate their time to come work here at camp.
So what are the kind of steps you take to find that staff?
So luckily here at Camp Cherokee, we kind of are higher within. We have a good culture of staff, so usually the campers, they age out, they come and be a CIT in our counselor and training program, and from there, that's how we find the majority of our staff. However, we go out and recruit a little bit. We'll go to colleges, we go to the Clemson PRTM Career Fair. We just got back from the Winter Career Fair, so we are out there a little bit in the local area trying to recruit.
Awesome. So what made you want to be a camp director, or rather in this field of work?
Yeah, so that's a great question. I was looking at the question earlier. So for me personally, I think I wanted to work here as a camp director, be in this field of work for a couple of reasons. I think the main reason for me is as a college student, I was tired of seeing things on social media like, oh, the poor people in Haiti, like I hate that that's happening to them. I'll share it and then that's it, Or you see things that are happening in our local communities where kids aren't getting the same opportunities or same resources that I may have gotten when I was a kid, or you may have gotten when we were being brought up. So instead of just seeing that and acknowledging that these things are happening, I wanted to try and put my foot in the door, so to speak, and do something about it. So for me, it was resident summer camping because I grew up coming to camp, and for me, it's trying to provide the kids that come here today the same experiences that I had when I was a kid. Trying to tell them that if they have a rough home life, the rest of the world isn't necessarily like that. That if they work hard, if they stay focused, that they can still be successful in life and they can still have those opportunities and resources.
That's awesome. What steps did you take to get there after you figured out what you wanted to do?
So to get into this position? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I started early. So I started working here at Camp Cherokee when I was 15 as a counselor in training, and then from 16 to, 20, I worked as a counselor here, and then I worked as a boys area supervisor and program director, and then eventually was hired full-time as assistant camp director and now camp director. But other things that I did to help me get in this position is I started early, I started young. So I was also working at the YMCA in Rock Hill doing after-school care. When I attended Clemson, I worked for the Foothills YMCA, which is in Seneca. I was an after-school counselor there for 2 schools, and then I also ran their youth soccer program for the Foothills YMCA.
That's really cool. How long have you been working in this field? I know you touched on it since you were like 15, but I guess a better question would be, how long did you know that this is what you wanted to do since you started working in this position?
Yep, so I've been working in this field for a while because I grew up coming to camp and worked as a counselor at camp. However, I didn't think it was a possibility or a realization that I wanted to be in this field until I was probably in college. I'd say probably about 20 or 21 at Clemson, and that's when I was really looking at changing my major and was looking at Parks and Rec, and then just talking to a couple former employers and mentors and people like that, and they really made it seem like this was a possibility that I could get in this field of work and actually. A lot of people say this isn't a real job or something like that, but those people showed me that this is a real job. People do this for a career, people do this for a living, and that's when it kind of took off from there.
Mm-hmm. So do you have any advice to students who would want to be in similar positions as you, even as like an environmental educator, which I know that we have here, or like doing a camp director like you do, or stuff like that?
Yep. So again, my biggest advice would be to start young. Like I know, even if you're in college, there's still part-time employment that you can find, and if not, there's always volunteer opportunities. So I would suggest to, maybe reach out to the Foothills YMCA, see if they have any volunteer days. It could be just helping with grounds work, or it could be they're having an event, helping them raise money, or care for kids, or program for kids, or something like that. So that would be my number one advice, and then. Excuse me. My second piece of advice would just be to get involved with youth. You've got to keep up with what youth like and dislike today. You've got to keep up with their trends and what interests them and what doesn't interest them. And so just go ahead and get involved in those youth programs so you can learn the ins and outs of what the youth are, essentially what they like today and what they don't like.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So could you tell us a little bit about our environmental programs here and some of the weekend stuff? I know you touched on the summer staff and everything like that, but what goes into it year-round?
Yeah, so camp, we are a year-round camp. So we do summer residential camp during the summer for about 10 weeks. We also have environmental education where we have school groups. They'll come out and they'll do field trips out here, and we'll do essentially outdoor classrooms, or what we call them, outside labs. So we have several classes. We have a predator and prey class. We have beavers in their dams, fire ecology, water ecology, forest ecology. And so all of those classes are designed to meet the standards or curriculum that are set by the state. So for example, the state of South Carolina says in third grade they need to learn these definitions and this curriculum, these standards for that set. And then so they can come out here, they'll learn about all that stuff in the classroom, and they'll come out here and we get to provide them a first-hand experience of what that looks like. So it's really cool, the kids will come out here and in class, they'll talk about habitats and adaptations, and as me being a visual learner, it's good like listening to that and learning in a classroom setting, but it's awesome when you get to come out here and you get to see the real beaver dam, and you get to see their habitat and how they've adapted. If a storm's come through, they move their dam around to allow the water to flow this way or something like that. So it's really neat seeing that first-hand experience.
There are myriads of jobs in environmental and natural resources. For example, Edwards-Pitman Incorporated is offering a position as a natural resource specialist. Edwards-Pitman is a company that has been providing environmental and engineering services for over 25 years for its clients. This company works on projects involving traffic air quality, airport environmental services, archaeology, ecology, GIS, historic architecture, NEPA services, traffic noise, and ground penetrating radar.
This job requires a bachelor's or master's degree in biology, ecology, wildlife management, environmental science, or a related field, and 5 more years of experience in the southeastern United States conducting wetland delineation. As a Clemson student, clubs like the Forestry Club, American Wildlife Society, and even the Fire Tigers program all will help you, become more desirable for the job. Also, classes and potential minors in computer science, English, public relations, and management also open you up to increased pay. Additionally, you should take advantage of a variety of different intern opportunities during breaks and summer. Internships areas that would make you more desirable as a candidate include, but are not limited to, surveying, volunteering for the DNR, assisting in research on campus, and even engineering or construction science experiments.
Position is a full-time job found on LinkedIn, and primarily you need to conduct surveys, prepare environmental permits and documentation for transportation projects, and even meet with clients.
The average salary for a natural resource specialist is between $50,000 and $80,000 a year, and the salary is dependent based off the level of degree and certifications which you have, as well as previous experience.
Responsibilities for this job include field surveys for the Department of Health and Environmental Control, or DHEC, for their Office of Ocean and Coastal Resource Management regulated critical areas, evaluating fish habitats for the National Marine Fisheries Service, preparing permits, water quality conditions and jurisdictional determinations, and consulting with clients to develop strategies for environmental documentation and permitting processes.
The company offering this position, Edwards-Pitman, is located in Duluth, Georgia, Columbia, South Carolina, and Tallahassee, Florida. It is also headquartered in Atlanta, Georgia.
On the Edwards-Pitman website, you can find useful resources like their locations, what they do, including small descriptions of each of their services, as well as who they are and their approaches, capabilities, and other processes. For additional information and to contact the owners of the company, you can go on their website and fill out this questionnaire form with your name and email. Thanks for watching.